black, some sort of black meeting or something, Hawthorne told black players, if you didn't like it here, just go ahead and leave.
That was it, Carlos.
That's what Carlos, okay, that's before I got
But
here.
I bet they kept doing that because the method worked.
Yeah, because, and then they had Vietnam War that was on their side, so if you dropped out of college, you went from 2S to 2A. And 2S was for students, 2A was for ready to ship out, you know, so they had that hammer on that side waiting on you. So it was kind of
I was listening, here's where it says, Black Stage March honoring Dr. King, and then down here, it says, Hawthorne issues Hicks statement. Evidently, they must have been after Hicks because, like, I don't know if he lost his scholarship or he was kicked from the track squad. Yeah, Coach Brown, Devin Brown.
yeah.
Paul's wife is pregnant, and that they would need the money. Oh, so anyway, he's really well. I didn't know how long I said lasted. I lost track after about 70 because like I have Arkansas then Minnesota. Even though I was coming back home, I still lost track. Here's Hicks interview 1 month later, editorial. Oh wow, wow. Good.
At the beginning of that book, they have a thing where it's you can join assets for voting, and it's $1 and $3. So you don't charge membership fees.
It may have, then I think the intent there was just to be able to raise some money for maybe some things that we wanted to do. And like I said, I had those cards printed. I don't know who printed those cards. I don't know where they came from. Oh wow, that was good. I never knew all that.
Yeah, you were gone, huh?
Yeah, I was gone, and after that I didn't come back.
You never
that
came
much.
back?
Well, yeah, I would come back because my father-in-law
father.
was here. But as far as campus, I didn't.
I hear you, I told you, that's what it was like, hey.
Why not?
Oh, because of the hate that was waiting on you, you know. In fact, Chad Brown, he's an NFL referee now, said he never would put foot back on this campus. Hawkins called him to South Dallas. Yep. And now he's an NFL referee. In fact, black and white. Some of the white players wouldn't come back because, you know, you were called in lovers, you know. One guy was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, and Hawkins put him out of the dormitory. He had to go live with his parents his senior year.
Yet your kid came here. What,
Yeah.
were you a little concerned
I
about
don't
him
know.
doing that? Or you're like,
You had a
My son.
second generation that come here.
Yeah, my son came 1 year and he transferred up to Langston University, Oklahoma.
Oh,
Got a
did,
degree in
okay.
biology.
that's Morris College, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
Oh.
this is something.
I know it, isn't it? Who would have think they did this?
That's-
The archives. English.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place here, and then you know, having you guys in here to help us kind of fill in the gaps
Oh,
helps
look
us
at
find a
this.
lot more.
Al Taylor.
Yeah, Al Taylor.
Now, he's got a
And Dennis.
bar over in Germany now. Alfred Stanley Taylor. He's supposed to be coming for
February
John's.
1970.
For John's graduation.
Well, maybe he'll come for
For
the,
the Hall of Fame.
because can we talk about that yet?
Oh, yeah.
I never know.
Yeah, it's live.
Taylor and Dottie.
Is that Calvin? That is Calvin
Kevin
Walker.
Walker.
From New York. I think he's from New York. Man.
Yeah, they were many of the athletes weren't so much Texans so much.
No, they recruited New York.
Yeah, basketball.
They recruited New York.
And track. That's how Carlos got it.
That's how I done. Yeah, sure was.
I have a question. Arthur James was basically labeled King Arthur James, this whole article. But when it starts at the point where it's the end of the year, the end of the football year, and he's trying to get drafted, all of a sudden I started reading, oh, he's too short, he's too slow, and he sucks, and nobody's going to want him.
Wow.
So was that the norm?
No?
It would be in like the
Well,
December.
remember you were saying that, maybe just share with Dr. Senna, we were someplace you were saying they say, well, when you have a knee injury, when you have this, when the pro scouts start looking at you.
But he was a boy.
Well, he was, but I mean, he was called King Arthur James,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's.
Well, he joined the Black Protest in the
Oh.
American League Bowl with from North Texas. Shanklin, Ron Shanklin was his name, wide receiver, and that was supposed to have been a bowl to pick pro players' perspectives. So all the scouts were there, and somehow or another something came up racial, in the hotel, and they walked out, and that hurt their chances of getting drafted.
And then after that, he
After
could be legal.
North Texas State had Mean Joe Green,
Mhm.
had big, I can't think, Chuck Beatty, and then, it was just a powerhouse for Pittsburgh. Dwight White went to Pittsburgh he went here.
Mhm.
So, quite naturally, he got caught up in, it was just a tumultuous time during that time. It was, you just felt something was going wrong, it was black power, and you're not gonna treat us like that, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen.
Mhm.
And then you had those editors that were writing you out of the program, so.
Right.
But it may be something in there that says,
I've just noticed in here, Dr. Carter, that this Jack Laster, we both, this is September 19th, 1969. I'd gone to the University of Arkansas, and Jack Laster, the KA president, remember I said we both had received graduate assistantships. Well, he stayed on, and then so he was moved up to, well, anyway, he got some kind of promotion. I don't know if it was a dean of students or, a dean of men or what. So I went on to Arkansas, and shipped me to Arkansas, and Jack stayed and benefited tremendously.
oh, that's the same thing happened with the national
4 men get
championship.
promotions.
2 guys played with me, the eligibility was up, they got the rings because they hung around with the coaches and,
Yeah.
It's, it is, it's really amazing though, I think, looking back, that you took some, there were consequences to keeping your respect and to demanding respect.
Yeah.
Just that you weren't gonna have it any other way.
oh, it wasn't worth it. If I gotta kiss your ass,
Yeah, Jack became assistant.
I can hit the door, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, that was the main, I think that's the main catalyst. They were trying to show who's the big dog and who's the little dog, so I'm the big dog, you kiss mine, and that was just what, if you come from the hood or from a black family, the mama was the biggest thing in the house. What mama said went, so when you get out of the house, then what you say goes, you finally get some authority. And it's just, and sometimes you have to fight, sometimes you gotta run, if it's like that, My mama used to say, brother say, there he goes and there he lays. You ever heard that before? You remember that, don't you?
Well, I understand it.
Yeah.
I
Brother say,
understand.
there he goes and
I
there he
understand.
lays, so.
What is that, tell us what you mean by that, what she meant by that.
Well, instead of, being a man and getting killed,
Yeah.
standing up for your rights, it's better to say, there he goes, and means you're gonna run off from that volatile situation, and you're gonna get away some kind of way, than to stay there like a fool and take it and be killed.
Yeah. And the great departure from that, though, is that oftentimes some people didn't have the opportunity to make that
Yeah,
choice.
analyze it,
As they say, the Martin, Malcolm, I was afraid and had some fear, but it didn't gravitate to my life being threatened.
Yeah.
Well, except when it did.
Except when it did.
Yeah, except when it did. And,
Wow.
and stuff. And then, where was I gonna go? These folks took me way out in the woods.
Yeah.
And stuff, and then when I got back to they sent me home for a weekend and stuff like that. And so, so some people don't have that that luxury of making the choice. But I certainly understand it. But one thing I learned, though, when it comes to a lot of situations about fear, is that fear does 2 things. It creates heroes, and it creates cowards too. In one instance, fear will cause you to act with an undescribable strength and courage, and then another time, fear will cause you to take flight. So fear, that's an economy there, I guess. It creates heroes and cowards too.
Yeah.
Well, after they threatened your life and you came back and you decided to keep fighting, so what did that do for you?
Yeah.
You certainly didn't run.
No, I didn't run.
wanna-
I hadn't thought much about it. I didn't run. You're right. I didn't run and what have you. And so I just had, I still had to balance getting an education and then with the responsibilities that I was called upon to do. And so I didn't have much time to think about it.
What'd you tell your mother?
I don't recall exactly just what I told her. There weren't questions asked so
No.
much, it was just that, your life had been threatened, and I did have one friend, his mother was a teacher, and he was a student, and she told him not to get involved, and he had been involved, that said, since I was the leader, that they would protect me, but, and not him, and he could, be killed or something, and that she didn't want him involved. She told me that, and something, I shared it with her just recently, I think we were together.
Yep.
And this kind of thing, but no, so mother didn't say, well, she didn't want me to come back to be harmed, but she didn't say stop what you're doing, even though that FBI report scared her to death, that was all. So, but that wasn't a discussion. That wasn't a discussion. It was like I don't know what it was like. You asked that. I really never given thought to that. I don't know what that was like. I don't know what that was like.
And then there was, I guess there was always a bluff factor there to say, these people are for real and we need to get some help. And he had some help to call on, so, but.
That's a profound question, and I couldn't come up with an answer on that. Yeah. I know people in the community were just concerned, and many people said, "Don't go back. We don't want anything to happen to you. We love you," and what have you. And I didn't know what to do because, like Dr. Butler was speaking down to some little community, kind of south and east of here, and stuff, and wasn't very far from Mineola. So he was coming. He came down to Mineola and picked me up and brought me back to campus, and so that was pressing. So I had to come back to school because I needed to finish my degree. And so I had all these push and pull factors.
Right.
Yes, and didn't think about that much. Didn't think about much danger after that.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're like,
wow.
that
It was like I.
can't get much worse after this.
I didn't even think about that. I may have been just kind of just going.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's very profound.
Yeah.
After all these years, what was the Naglu family and other Naglu that I was in?
We're just pressing.
Maybe it may be good because maybe if I had given much thought to it, maybe fear set in and there was that hero coward thing too, and maybe I wouldn't have come back. But then
Wow.
I couldn't. Let's down
He's cleaning up acid
That's
down
at
there too.
Norris.
Norris, that's the Baptist
They
Church.
used to call it the
Mount
hole.
Moriah Baptist
Used to call it
Church.
the hole. I don't know if we were in a
Reported
meeting.
on that.
And I asked Miss Pennell, why did they call it the hole? She said because there was so many potholes in the street and they going to church Sunday, had to take 2 pair of shoes. Were you in that? You were in that meeting? Yeah.
Did you
Because
go,
we-
did you ever go down to the Norris community?
Yeah. Frank Booth, now that was the chief police's son, because, we had beer bus and drank a lot of beer
Catfish.
and catfish fries and whatever, but, yeah, some of the best people I knew were from the old.
Yeah, that reminded me. I was I was studying for this test one day, and I still don't drink beer. I maybe used to get a shot 3 or 4 of us to get something when I was growing up, and so we have some beer on our breath and go around the girls, stuff like that, But I didn't do much of that, and so anyway, so I had a test. I had a paper to write for Larry Downey, one of the government professors, and so anyway, is that James Thrower?
No, that's Calvin Walker from Montclair, New Jersey. That's where he's from Montclair.
And so anyways, I had a can of beer. Maybe I got it from Carlos or something, because we've been down in the community doing something. I think I did. So I didn't have one to keep it refrigerated. Wasn't supposed to have it anyway, so I stuck it up in the air conditioning deal. So one day I was sitting there and stuff, and I had this notion and that I'm going to drink this beer before I write this paper and stuff. And so I drank this beer about half out. So I got somebody inebriated and stuff, and so I started writing this paper. I wrote that paper. Real fast, and stuff, and Calvin typed it up for me and stuff, and I turned it into down, and so I wasn't sure that I had done very well on it and stuff. And so before I got the paper back, I went to Mr. Downey and said, Mr. Downey, I just wanted to let you know I didn't do well on that paper, and probably going to cause my grade to that's the word I'm using now, but I probably, won't pass, because it may have been like a final kind of deal and stuff. And before he could say anything, I was going to use this, I'm black and I'm poor, what the case is. Ooh. So I said to him, I said, growing up disadvantaged and so, and blah, blah, blah. And he got fighting at me. He said, I don't want to hear that shit. And he took that paper and threw it in my face. And I had he said, you made an 85 on this test, and your final grade is 87 or something like that, He said, you never come in with a shit like that before. He said, you're a good student. And in cases, blah, blah, blah. He said, so don't pull that shit on me anymore. You understand me? Why do these people talk to me like that? But I'm going to use that. I'm like disadvantaged. Pull that shit on me. Threw that
He's
paper in my
smart,
face.
isn't
Was he right? He was right.
Yeah, I was trying to get by. And I thank
great.
God he didn't let me get by.
Here's Gwen, check her out. That's Gwen McMillan.
She's a beauty, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
Gwen.
involved with
Emory
everything, it
Junior.
sounded
He's
like.
a junior.
Yeah, and when did Dr. Halliday go down to? He went down to one of the schools down in the valley down there.
I think it was the mid-70s, wasn't
Maybe
it?
about the mid-70s or so. Okay. All right.
Well, it must have been a little earlier than that because it was Bud McDowell, right?
McDowell.
Okay.
McDowell took over after president.
And
His,
then-
there was some tragedy, I think, Halliday's wife.
Oh, she
Committed
committed
suicide.
suicide.
Yeah,
Because Dr. Halliday married his secretary.
Yes, that's what I heard.
Yes.
Yeah, his
So-
secretary, because he was traveling around doing presentations everywhere
Yeah,
about his nonviolence.
he was smooth. He was smooth and whatever. Anyway, and so she drove home one day at the new place out there and closed the garage door and left her car running.
In the president's house.
House, yes, she sure
Well,
did.
one of the coaches was, you remember, I think it was a basketball coach, was having an affair with somebody's wife and got shot in the rear end, and they took him to Dallas, so he wouldn't get it here in Greenville in Congress. Really?
Oh, that's interesting, yeah, because if they took him to the Greenville
Yeah.
Hospital.
Oh, they find
That
out.
was good for enough of a reason. But yeah, that's what happened. And then a little bit after that, he left. He went down South Texas there someplace. Southwest, I don't know what Southwest Texas State is. One of those. I want to say Corpus or something. But they had a campus. They may have had a campus. Yeah, someplace there. But that's where he went.
I had one in Corpus. What happened there?
That's what I was just reading. Cuba checked down, said, who counseled up track meet, but John wasn't there.
Do y'all get the drill? Brown just keeps popping up. Elmer Brown keeps popping up.
Man.
This is 1970, and then there was that deal with Carlos and this and
Wow.
that. He just keeps popping up. And
But he doesn't retire till 82.
Really?
He was on the payroll.
What's the,
Been there for a while.
what's your take on that? Why was he allowed to do what he did, and what did he do, and what was the black student and black athlete's reaction to him more generally over time?
No, I didn't run track. I played football, but he was a trainer, a head trainer too. So
For football.
for football, so he wouldn't take my ankles because I guess, So, but we had.
Because they don't want to touch a black man, or because you have to suffer? Did you-
Well, he had junior trainers and this and that. He said, "Come on, sunshine, you don't need your ankles taped." He always had
Oh,
this
you
little
were
cute little
Sunshine.
voice like that. To rib you and stuff. Hell, fuck you, dog. I don't need you to tape my ankles, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Well, it was just violence there. So.
Yeah, he probably had some inherent problems
he was.
regarding race that he wasn't able to manage well.
But see, he couldn't
But he
control.
was allowed, but again, he wasn't the athletic director. He wasn't the president of the university, so he needed to have been reeled in long before he did. But it's a good old boy system and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. But yeah, he could have been stopped. Carlos was a good man, and he still is. Carlos was from New York, part Cuban and everything else, and stuff. And so he just talked. He came from a different environment, different culture, and different experiences. Not that New York wasn't without its whatchamacallit. but Carlos was just talking, and Carlos would boast that I'm going to be some San Antonio.
We all talk shit. You talk shit, back it up.
I'm going to beat him 20 yards. He would say that, and that's exactly what Carlos would do. It's like that. Then he get through, and he started walking. He'd be talking
Still
bars
has.
and stuff. Yeah, he still.
He called it sometime, he called it prison walk.
Did he? Is that what he called it? Yeah, and stuff like that. And so certainly the coaches weren't going to get by with mistreating him or talking to him any kind of way. Of course, he had a wife and a child.
And then soon, because he knew that, because he was such an athlete, he got the ear of the press, and.
Yeah, oh, yeah, sure.
And
sure,
then he got
that's right.
rewritten in the press, but what are you
That's
finding
right.
here?
That's right.
Oh, I was just looking at this one.